Hello Legacy students, and today we're going to look at solving systems of equations by substitution, the second way to solve systems. So today we're going to look at your learning goal, which is I can find the solution to a system of equations by using substitution. So remember, yesterday what we worked on is we learned how to solve a system by graphing. So here I have these two equations. I have one here, just graphed it, and I have another one there. Now, if you notice, guys, the solution to this system is right here where these two lines intersect. That is impossible to get a good answer for. You're going to have to approximate, which is not what you want to do, because sometimes this can be used for a real-life problem. So, someone figured out, hey, we need another way to be able to solve systems so we can get an exact answer. So what we're going to look at is the second way, which is solving systems equations by substitution. You want to grab that little booklet we made in class, so then we're going to write all of our notes in that little booklet for you to be able to reference later. So open up your first tab to the one solution, and we have the first example here. So 2x plus y equals -1, and x minus 2y equals -13. So yesterday we would have graphed this. Now it would have taken us a little longer. A really weird y-intercept. So what we're now going to do is substitution. So over here I'm going to write the steps you're going to want to take. So our first step that we're going to want to take is solve one of the equations for a variable. Now, it doesn't matter if you want to solve the top one or the bottom one, but take the easy shot. So a lot of times I try to look for an x that doesn't have a number or a y that doesn't have a number. You could solve for the x or the y on the top or the bottom. I'm going to solve the bottom one here for my x. So here's step one. So I'm going to go x minus 2y equals -13. Since I want to solve for x, I'm going to add 2y to both sides. And I'm going to get x equals 2y minus 13. So number one is done. Now let's continue. What you're going to do for your second step is you're going to substitute what you got for number one into the other equation. Okay, so we solved this one, right? So we can't plug back into there, it's not going to work. So what you're going to want to do is plug this place right here, substitute, into this equation. So I say that x equals 2y minus 13. Same thing if x would be equal to 13, what you would do is you'd plug 13 in for x, kind of like doing a substitution, like a substitute teacher. So what we're going to do is we're going to say x is going to be 2y minus 13, because they are the same thing. We're told they're equal. So for step two, what I'm going to do is take this other equation, but when I see x, I'm actually going to put 2y minus 13. Just follow along. So I'm going to take this, start writing that equation. So 2, but now I see x, but not x anymore. I'm not going to plug in for x because we're going to call the substitute. Substitute, come here. We're going to put 2y minus 13 in his place. Why are we doing that, you're asking? And then I'm going to write the rest of the equation. Notice now I have an equation only with y's. This is going to make my job a lot easier, and now I can actually solve. So, my third step here is I'm now going to solve for the variable. Okay? So let's solve for this variable here. So, step 3, there we go. 4y minus 26 plus y equals -1. All I did is distribute that -2 or that 2 in, just like we've been doing. Let's combine things. So I know 4y and y are on the same side, so we need to combine them together. So I have 4y's plus another y. I have 5y's in all, right? Negative 26 equals negative 1. Add 26 to both sides. 5y equals 25. Looks like I need to solve for y yet, so let's divide by 5. And I get y equals 5. So I have solved for a variable. Now what you're going to do is with that y equals 5, you're going to substitute the value into number 1 equation. So we're going to substitute it into this thing right here. Okay? So let me rewrite here. X equals 2y minus 13. But we're told y is 5. So let's put the y in for what we got. And let's solve. So I get 10 minus 13, which is x equals negative 3. So I have my x and my y. Now I'm going to write them in an ordered pair, just like you got for your graphing. And you got your final answer. Negative 3, 5. We're going to follow this process on every single problem. Yes, it does get a little lengthy. However, once you follow it, it's actually a pretty easy problem to follow. Go ahead and flip your page. Now we're going to look at another one. Notice this one is already a y equals. Makes our job 10 times easier. We don't need to do number 1 now. So I'm going to plug in this into the top equation. So I'm going to start writing the top equation here. X minus 3. Oh, I hit y. So we got to call in our substitute. Come on, substitute. And plug it in for the y. Just like that. Now, let's go ahead and solve for x. Because notice I just have x's now. So let's multiply that 3 in. So 4x minus 3 times 4 thirds. That's minus 4. Negative 3 times negative 1 is a positive 21. 4x minus 4x, it's gone. That's 0x, right? So 21 equals 15. Why does 21 equal 15? That's not the case, right? 21 can never equal 15. So what this is a no solution problem. So, just a big star over here. If you get the variables to cancel out, but the remaining doesn't make sense, you have no solution. Okay, keep that in mind. If you do the substitution correctly and your variables completely cancel out, but the remaining doesn't make sense, basically 21 equals 15, you have no solution. It is not a viable answer. Let's try another one here. Last one, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. So I have x plus 2y equals 8. So now what I want to do here is I'm already solved. One thing off my plate. Let's plug this in for the y down here. So I'm going to start writing my equation. X plus 2. Oh, I see a y. Got to call our substitute in. Negative 1/2 x plus 4. And then let's finish it out. Equals 8. So let's multiply that 2 in. X. Oh, that should be a negative 1/2, shouldn't it? 2 times a negative 1/2 is negative 1x. Plus 8, 2 times 4. Oh, x's are gone. I get 8 equals 8. Does 8 equal 8? I sure hope it does. So what this is called is many solutions. So that's when we graph the two lines and they laid on top of each other. They were the same line. This is basically what it is. They were the same line. So we're going to put a big star over here. If the variables cancel out, and we are left with something that works. You have many solutions. And what I mean by something that works, that's the 8 equals 8, or 2 equals 2, or 0 equals 0, or something like that, okay? So a problem that looks similar to that means that's when we're going to get something that makes sense. We'll do one more problem together in class on substitution so you can get another example in your notes. But that's the end of this video. See you later, Sabers.